It was a decision that broke Rangers' hearts and cost them up to 40 million in terms of Champions League payments. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football, and today we're reacting to the poll whether or not, yes, Jefte deserved a second yellow, or no, it was never a sending off.
Yeah, it was a decision that cost Rangers dearly, but was it indeed the correct decision? That is what we want to get out here today.
That is exactly what we want to get out here today. 1.2k thousand people voted on this. So let's dive into it. Let's not waste any more time. I'm looking forward to the 124 comments. Definitely not filled with bitterness, hatred, and all that good stuff.
And delusion on all that other shite.
Aye, all that other shite. But let's look at the numbers, right? 36% of the vote said yes, he deserved a second yellow. 64% voted never a sending off. So,
that is crazy to me. That means if you line up 3 people, more than one, like every time one of those people will, more than that, every time will say, yeah, it was a deserved second yellow.
Yeah.
That's just wrong in my opinion.
I mean,
I can understand like the odd person, showing their, Celtic allegiance or whatever and their hatred towards Rangers and saying that it was a deserved second yellow because they're not capable of thinking freely and taking away the colour and the team out of the equation and the player. But it is concerning that 36% of people believe that this was a legitimate yellow card. And I don't want to hear bullshit about how, well, he'd been warned for multiple fouls. If that is the case, he would need to commit another foul in order to get sent off. And this was not a foul. 2 guys went for the ball. Jefte won it. Simple as that. Out-jumped as the other player. Won the ball. Made minimal contact with the other guy. Of course, that didn't stop him from going down, holding his head as if he'd been battered with a sledgehammer. But, I mean, whatever. This was the wrong decision. I think we all know that. You look at all the impartial, you look at all the neutral Scottish pundits, and every single one of them is saying the same thing, that it was a terrible decision. Even the pundits that we know are Celtic fans. So, yeah, it's just crazy that 36% of the people can't see past that. Like I say, I know you're going to get a small minority that will just... Like, the fact is, someone could have went up with a shotgun and shot Jefte in the Dynamo Kyiv team, and the Celtic fans would turn around and go, nah, that's not a red card. We get it, right?
That's a red, Kenny.
There's people that are like that.
That's a 12 gauge, Kenny.
I didn't think it would be 36%. I'm actually shocked at how high that is.
He's shocked. Well, right, it was a hefty decision by the ref, all right? But the numbers work out at about, 450 people voted that yes, he deserved it. I get it, right? I said earlier, see if this happened to Celtic, I'd be joking. There'd be a bit of banter for me, but we all know deep down that's never a yellow.
No, it's not.
So
I think it's concerning that 36% of people are saying it is.
I think that, we've reacted to a lot of polls on this channel over the years, right? And I actually think this is the one decision where I do not even see how he's gave it.
No, I mean, it should be like 100% to nil.
The only thing I will say is the play acting from the Dynamo Kyiv player did not help. But the ref has 2 eyes. He was close enough.
That big tough guy.
That big tough guy.
That big tough Ukrainian.
That big tough Ukrainian. Anyway, let's look at the tough 64% that know their footballing rules, because they said it was never a sending off and it was a robbery.
Well, those guys are on the right side of history.
That's gonna upset the masses, brother. Anyway, yeah, I mean, it's never a sending off. It ain't.
Well, no, it's not. It's...
I said earlier, right, I don't care if this decision was to, if this was against England in the Euro final or for England or, against Celtic to win the league or not to win the league. This is just never a sending off, man.
Yeah, it's just like that penalty against Awata. Against Hearts was never a penalty.
Yeah.
And that should have technically got like 100% in the poll. But for some reason, 36% of people believe that Jefte was deservedly sent off here for a second yellow. It's insane. Maybe we can look at the comments. Maybe people will, describe. Maybe they will explain their decision a little bit more. But I just cannot believe that this should be as close to a unanimous poll decision as you can possibly get. But for some reason, it's more than 1/3 of the people that believe that it was a second yellow. Baffling.
I said earlier, right, people were talking about, he did numerous fouls, right? I said this could have been any other Rangers player on a yellow. I think he still would have sent them off. I think it's actually irrelevant if he did it.
Well, I don't know. I mean, did the referee, maybe the referee's got something personal against him, who knows?
Who knows? But
I can't determine what the referee would have done if it was another player. All I can say is what the referee done for this particular incident, and he got it wrong.
I thought the referee gave Rangers nothing all night, but there was a sad image of Jefte where I believe it was 2-0 in the 88th minute, and he was peeking round the dressing room door, looking out at the pitch. I feel sorry for the guy. New signing, and he's been completely thrown under the bus.
Oh, see, I don't really feel sorry for him because, well, I mean, I feel sorry for him in a sense that it's not right and he didn't deserve what happened. But I don't feel sorry for him in a sense that like there's any blame on him because there's no blame whatsoever at this guy's door because he shouldn't have been sent off. It's not his fault this decision went against him, but he shouldn't feel guilty or he shouldn't feel like he's cost Rangers this game, and he shouldn't feel like he owes the club 40 million because it's not on him.
Well, he's not going to be able to
maybe the referee should be charged 40 mil. Bankrupt him or something.
Maybe he should be. Anyway, let's dive into the comments. Get your hazmat suits on and strap in. Megalodian, Father Marco Guida called it right.
Of course he did, I'm sure he did.
Straight red, brutal challenge.
Yep. I mean, the laughing emojis. I mean, at least some of these people are clearly taking the piss.
Yep.
You'd have to assume.
Baffin and Bun Tears, my absolute favourite. See, I can accept banter, right? But, you know, it's that there is people out there that actually just can't admit.
Quickfire Maguire. Never a red.
Maguire.
Never a red.
Maguire.
Football's getting so bad. I'm thinking of just jacking it in altogether. Sheffield Wednesday threatened fans wearing fake footy shirts to go to their ground. They will be removed from the ground. Never mind you paid for your tickets, and the price of football shirts now are just unbelievable. And people can't afford it. It's pure greed. It's killing the game for me. I've had enough. So interesting comment there for Quickfire Maguire. And I didn't even realise that whole Sheffield Wednesday thing was a thing. And I don't want to defend the big corporate club and the club with money that are picking on the fans with no money. But, I mean, I can kind of see why Sheffield Wednesday wouldn't like the fact that there is fans turning up to the pitch with fake apparel on, fake shirts on. Like, I'm not saying that there should be... I'm not saying that they should be banned or they should be, facing criminal charges or anything like that. But I think it's reasonable to understand why a club would not be happy to see a bunch of fake shirts at their stadium.
What I would say is that I would argue, right, what if you rocked up wearing a normal t-shirt or a normal jacket and it's not at the club's, it's not at the club's fan shop? What, they're going to throw you for wearing normal clothes now? Or your shoes aren't Sheffield Wednesday shoes, get the fuck out.
Well, no, but so you can't see my point?
No, I can see 1%.
Hold on, would Rangers like it if 50,000 people in Ibrox were wearing €1 shirts for fucking China?
I know a lot of people that buy fake shirts, for Turkey, China, whatever. That is no reason to get thrown out of ground, man. That's a joke.
No.
Some people...
Whoa. I never said they should get thrown out the ground. I'm just saying I can see why the club don't like it.
Yeah, I can absolutely see why the club don't like it, but to throw at your own fans because of that's embarrassing.
No, it is. Plus, like Quickfire Maguire says, they're paying a ticket. Yeah. I mean, they're paying money to actually be there.
Yeah, no, that's disgusting. I can't... you don't know anybody's financial situation.
And it's not like...
Some people can't shop in Sainsbury's.
Yeah, well, it's not like Sheffield Wednesday are demanding everybody turns up in a football kit. They've not got any issue. I'm going to assume if you turn up in like a normal polo or whatever, or a shirt, like a t-shirt or whatever, but yeah, you can understand, I think, why the club would prefer their supporters to actually support the club financially by buying the proper merch. But then again, like Quickfire Maguire says, the price of football shirts now is extortionate. It's not right. I mean, you're looking at 60, 70 quid now for a football shirt, and that's not even with like names. And I mean, when I was growing up, 50 quid would have got you the shirt, the official shirt with the names and the badges and whatnot.
The shorts, the boots, fucking...
Well, maybe not that far, but you would have got the name and number on the back. If you support Celtic, you could get Champions League logo on the sleeve. If you're a Rangers fan, then you'd have to settle for a UEFA Cup or some shit like that. Do you know what I mean? They did the competitions, but you could get all that stuff for about 50 quid.
So you're admitting that you used to support Rangers then and get the UEFA Cup?
No, no, because that was...
What would Hearts get then?
Fucking, let's go to SPL.
Fucking Lithuanian badge?
Well, you could have probably ordered a custom order one if you want.
I'm actually surprised Sheffield Wednesday even do fake kits. No, but what's the difference if you rocked up to the Sheffield Wednesday game, right, wearing like a kit for like the 70s? It's like they could argue, oh, you haven't put any money into this club and football shirts in 50 odd years. Fuck off. You know what I mean, no, they could literally do that.
Maybe people like the retro kit.
It's baffling, man. Anyway, James Begg says 48% saying deserved. The Tims are on it again. Favourite for Ukraine teams.
Yeah, I believe it was 48% last night. It obviously came down, so some people have come to their senses, or either that,
Mail-in ballots,
or the Rangers fans have just woke up very late. And depressed and put their votes in.
They actually go to work in the morning. James Doran says definitely a sending off.
Ashley, I heard someone call you out for being on the brew. Do you want to address that? He wants to see your analytics.
I'm not on. I've already responded to that guy.
Fair enough.
I'm not on the brew. Definitely a sending off for James Doran.
I disagree.
That Italian referee must work for the Pope or JC. Old saying refs are always right even when he's wrong. I disagree with that.
That's like saying the customer's always right. It's just not true. You're not always right based on what side of the counter you're on, and you're not always right just because you happen to wear a black shirt and have a whistle stuffed in your mouth. Do you know what I mean?
David says, I've seen Rangers get penalties for less. You know what, right? Yeah, Rangers had really soft penalties over the years. I'm not going to deny that. But two rights don't make it. Two wrongs don't make it right.
I don't know how many times I've called Rangers out for getting dodgy penalties in the league.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a joke. Penalty to Rangers. It's absolutely embarrassing, man. Sick of how the smaller clubs in Scotland do get shafted time and time again. But that doesn't mean that because Rangers have had penalties awarded in the past that they shouldn't have got. That doesn't mean that they should have a decision like that go against them in the Champions League. And that just makes no sense whatsoever.
But as I said earlier, right, even with this, I said we've looked at a lot of decisions over the years, and we've been able to see maybe why they've gave it. I just don't get this one.
No.
Unless Zelensky via Joe Biden has fucking wired the guy like 10 million or something.
Yep. David, I've seen Rangers get penalties for less. Raymond DeWine. I'm a Celtic fan, and it's never ascended. Well, at least we've got one Celtic fan here that is honest. Big Raymond Ewing. Or Raymond Ewing, whatever you want to call him.
Raymond Ewing.
It could be that, actually. Raymond Ewing. He's on the Ewing. E-block.
Raymond Ewing. That's plenty, right? Sean says straight 2 reds and straight for the first challenge.
Aye, of course, no bias here whatsoever. Slippy67. What? Were there no Scottish refs there yesterday? Scandalous. User says definitely a second yellow, no argument. Aye, no argument whatsoever. Not a single one. KP Boy said red for just playing for those zombies. See, that's fine. If you want to give him a red just for being a Rangers player, I can accept that. But you can't give him a red for that, for winning the challenge for the ball and winning it. Ian Boy, what is rolling about the pitch got to do with the fucking war? You're the fanny. I'm going to disagree because if you're this pit, wait, what's wee boys rolling around holding their arses got to do with? Oh my god! No, the point I was trying to make is like a lot of these Ukrainians, they seem to be like very vocal about the war, and they're always going on about their country, this and that, and like complaining about it and crying about it. And like we hear how Ukrainians are so tough, and they're always about our country, we're so proud of it and all this stuff. Yeah, if that's going on, I think it's incredibly disrespectful for you to go on a football pitch and roll about constantly on the ground pretending that you're hurt when there's an actual war going on. So one day you want to come out and talk about how bad the war is and how your countrymen are dying, but then you know what I mean, 2 hours later you're going to go on a football pitch and roll about pretending to be hurt. To me, that's very fake and it's very phony, and it is embarrassing, man. I personally, war or no war, I think it's embarrassing anyway, just rolling about the pitch pretending to be hurt. You don't see that in other sports. You don't see that in rugby. It's like a sign of weakness. See if you actually had to be rolling about the ground, showing that you're actually hurt. It almost looks like, oh, look, you're weak. The other players managed to hurt you. See, in most sports, most men wouldn't want to do that, but in football, man, it's like the opposite. They will happily look pathetic in order to try and con a decision from the referee. It's fucking embarrassing, and I think it's especially embarrassing when your country is at war and you're talking about it and how proud you are of your country fighting. Yeah, you can't even fight to stay on your feet because you think it's more beneficial to roll about the ground, holding your head, pretending you were hurt just so you can win a free kick. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it, and I'm not going to change that. I'm right, and if you can't see it, I don't know what to tell you. It's fucking embarrassing, man. It is. No, it is embarrassing. I agree with everything you say. I said it in my review. During World War II, football ceased to exist during it. Now, could you imagine if it continued and people were rolling about? Imagine, yeah, like
No,
imagine.
no. See,
No, but imagine football was going on during the World War and you didn't get tackled and you died to the ground and you're like rolling about holding your leg as if someone's kicked you in the leg. You haven't even been touched, yet your countrymen are actually out there getting their legs blown off. I mean, that'd be fucking embarrassing. No, I mean, like, actually get a grip.
yeah, no, that's what it is. Though it is embarrassing, and you know what? I call it the play acting, regardless of who does
I
it.
know we hear about this war and how all the women got to escape and all the military aged men. That's the last thing I'm going to say on it. All the military aged men had to stay behind Ukraine. Well, why are all these? If that's the case, why are all these Ukrainian footballers? Why are they all playing football? Why is nightlife in Ukraine? Why is it buzzing? Why is it thriving?
You tell me.
This guy looks like someone who's over 18, and he didn't look decrepit. So why is he playing in football? Yeah, no comment. But you know what? Go and watch your BBC News, mate. On you go. I'm sure they will tell you the truth and they can keep you up to date on everything that's happening in the world. KT Roslin says it looked like a 50-50 between both players, so not yet. Mate, but a 50-50, man. I wouldn't even call it a 50-50 because there was just nothing in it. It was just two guys going for a ball.
Yep. That's what it was.
Like a 50-50. See, when I hear 50-50, that would suggest to me that two guys have like went for like a tackle and there's not much to say. You know, it's hard. To me, this was a nothing. Nothing happened. It should have just played on.
Jefte won the ball. There's nothing 50-50 about it.
No, I do get his point. He's like, there wasn't like, but to me, this wasn't even an incident.
No.
This shouldn't even be given a second thought. People should have been. I don't even think people should be saying, "Oh, there's a collision there," but it was 50-50. There was absolutely nothing in it, man. It's insane. The Tartan scientist said it wasn't even a first yellow, never mind a second. He accidentally stood on the guy's toes. I've had that happen to me in a game. It was painful, but the guy didn't get booked. I wonder if the Tartan scientist rolled about on the floor looking for a free kick or
Bet you didn't.
a card.
Big tough man.
Vincent McNabb thought it was harsh, but the elbow, which is a tad leading, does make contact with the head, thus giving the Ukrainian player and referee the excuse. The fact that Jefte had been warned by referee already after receiving a yellow is what really sealed his fate. Clement should have taken him off beforehand. Silly throughout by every party. Understand the Rangers fans' annoyance, but they'll just have to suck it up. I mean, at least Vincent McNabb here's not saying it's a clear pet. It's like not a clear sending off, but I'm not buying that. I mean, if his elbow does touch his head, we're talking. I mean, it must just scuff him. There's no force behind it. There's barely any contact, if any contact. And I can't believe that if this happened to a Celtic player in Europe, Vincent McNabb would turn around and say, well, you know what? I mean, it was harsh, but he did make slight contact. I'll just suck it up.
No,
if this happened to Celtic in Europe, you'd be equally upset. Rightfully so.
No, see in the league.
Yeah,
though,
if this happened to Celtic, I'd be equally upset.
see in the league or in Europe though, right? What is stopping the player that loses the ball for a header
Just
bringing
direct your
themselves
head.
to the ground and hoping that this guy?
No, see when you see if you jump up, see if you know you're not going to get the ball, you should be aiming your head towards the player's elbow
Yeah.
and hope that there's a bit of contact.
No, I am.
And if there's not contact, then just fall to the floor like that cheating Ukrainian and pretend there was. So I mean, there you go, can't lose.
Biggie Small says never read, love to see it though. Tartan Scientist back again. Seems as long as the jersey isn't blue, you can get away with anything. Look at some of their play. Jersey pulling, diving, crunching challenges off the ball, and since no intent to play the ball, needs to be investigated into that referee. No, see the amount of Rangers were 2-0 down about the 88th minute and they were play acting. 2-0 down 10 men. There was so much shirt pulling as well going on, you're right. It was just that Ukrainian team they're just full of cheats, man. There's nothing even better about it. Rangers are shite. I've admitted, I've conceded the league. I've conceded pretty much everything this season. But I hope Salzburg blew them off the face of this earth.
Alright, fair enough.
What?
Even the
Wrong choice of words?
possibly even the Eurovision contest, man, they cheated in that. It's another thing they won they didn't deserve.
No, serious. No, they're all about. It's pathetic. They're one of the worst teams I've seen us. No, you see it with
And
the
then you got
European.
Graham Souness. We should lie down to them in the World Cup qualifiers.
We did it anyway, didn't we?
I mean, come
Andy
on.
Robertson, fucking Zars collapsed
We should
there.
give them a bye. Fuck that. Seriously, man, fuck that.
No, it was embarrassing. The play acting, but you see it more in Europe, man. You see it in the English Premier League as well. No, Sinchenko, he's actually the worst for
I
it.
can't stand
He's a
Sinchenko, man.
crybaby bastard.
I can't stand
Like,
him.
you see if he's crying that much about his country, rip up your Arsenal contract, put the military gear on and fucking go fight for it. Because I tell you what, see if we were at war, I wouldn't be talking about shitey Celtic and Rangers. I'd be in the war with 2 feet.
I don't know. Scotland worth dying for in 2024.
Well, it would be a bit hypocritical to bury all these jabronis. What are you going to do? Roll about making fids? Play act?
Well, who knows? Anyway, let's move on.
Oh, that's it. That's it.
Is that the last comment?
That's the. Whoa! Oh, I thought that was it.
No Nay Never says elbows all over the place. Right Alban says, well, the way it stands, the Celtic better keep that well earned by Rangers coefficient up or we're all screwed. Nice to see the amazing camaraderie between Scots, folk all born here and live beside each other, for fuck's sake, your weapons. I agree with this comment. It's a shame that we don't stand together in Europe. I think most nations do support each other in European competition. I think Scotland's one of the few nations that do not.
I think those nations that don't are the top nations. Because I think you don't rely on each other for the coefficient. It just happens naturally. I think if we were a top 5 league and we were, constantly up there, you wouldn't want the other teams to do well. It's the fact that you kind of rely on each other to do well.
I'm going to disagree with that because I think English fans do like the English teams doing good in Europe.
No, they don't.
I think they do.
Nah, I disagree.
No, you disagree?
Who? Name me people. Maybe some fake fan like fucking Goldbridge does.
I think English fans in general tend to want the English clubs to do better. I believe that.
So you think a United fan wants like Liverpool, City and Arsenal to do well?
In Europe, I think they do, aye.
You've just...
I probably draw the line with Spurs and Arsenal because obviously Spurs are just, they actually hate Arsenal with a passion. And maybe the other way about, but for me...
Spurs don't know what Europe is, mate.
That's true.
Anyway, patterns of assistance. Persistent fouling, he was told minutes before. Alan Morton, where are these polls for the weekly penalties for the Huns? We do them every week, mate. Alan, you can pretend that we don't, but we actually do.
Yeah,
we haven't done them because, the
football's
season's
been off.
Football's been off.
What's the replies to that, actually?
What's the replies to that? Come on, you can at least admit it wasn't sending off, not be so bitter about it. Well, enjoy
Someone
it.
on your sub account, Stevie the King?
No, he spelled Stevie wrong. Steve. Look at Alan Morton.
I can admit it was soft, but I've seen 3 or 4 worse decisions for my team in the last couple of weeks. Really?
Not that we're obsessed, but we've pretty much watched all the Celtic games in the last month.
Well,
so
we never said anything about supporting Celtic.
Well, I can go out on a limb and say support Celtic.
I know, but that sounds a wee bit obsessed if we just assume that he's a Celtic supporter.
Right, well, he's calling Rangers the Huns, right?
But he did say last couple of weeks, so that would suggest to me that he doesn't mean Celtic. I highly doubt. I mean, I can't really recall any decisions that went against Celtic. So who could he mean? Could he mean Aberdeen?
He's calling him Voldemort. He's calling Rangers Huns. He has to be a Celtic man.
What games have Celtic played? Relevant games? Had 2?
Couple of pre-season friendlies. Yeah, but he says
I know, no one's
last couple of weeks, last 2 weeks. That's what it could be. Couple means 2.
Sorry, what decisions did Celtic have to go against them against?
Yeah,
maybe the Kilmarnock one.
But they're delusional. They think everything is against them. They think the world's against them.
Maybe he thinks the Kyogo should have been a penalty, which I can see.
Oh yeah, I think it was.
So I mean, there's that. But hold on, what's worse, not getting a penalty when you're 3-0 up, or getting a man sent off in a Champions League qualifier?
Yeah, but it shouldn't matter. I agree. But what's the worst decision? It shouldn't matter, but obviously when you look at it, this decision was massive in the game. When you're 3-0 up, but it shouldn't matter.
No, it shouldn't matter, but one affected the result, and the other one, the result was already over.
Yeah.
So.
Right, what does the F and FOG stand for? Enlighten them.
Failure, maybe? I don't know.
Football, mate.
What's the
Football, OG football. That sounds alright, doesn't it? Definitely child abuse. That's plenty. Kieran, it was a soft yellow, should have been warned instead. The referee was brutal, didn't help the Rangers didn't create except for a few chances.
Yeah, look, I don't think anyone's sitting here saying that Rangers were fantastic. I mean, just because Rangers had a bad decision go against them doesn't mean anything. They were still shite.
Rangers met Atheist 38% of voted at Tim's. Ian Boy, anyone got a hanky? Mate, you used all the hankies when you were crying about the Ukrainians roll about in the fucking deck in the game, mate, so that's plenty. Derry says he stuck a crafty elbow into his face. That's what happened, didn't it? Pleased to meet you all, blame the referee. What about the big high ball to nobody tactics and lack of quality? I'm delighted to say Celtic are fitter, faster, and stronger. This will be done by Christmas. Right.
Look, your tube. We're not saying that Celtic aren't better. I've never said that Celtic are not a better
I can
team.
see that the league in July here.
In fact, pretty much ever since Ange Postecoglou arrived at Celtic, I've been saying that they are the better team. I mean, no one is denying that. Even when Rangers were on top last season, I've always said Celtic had the better players, which they did, but Rangers were just performing for a period of time last year better than Celtic were. They were getting more out of the players than Brendan Rodgers was. But what's that got to do with it? Just so. If you're not playing good football, you deserve to have a man sent off, essentially. You deserve to have a horrible decision go against you if you're playing crap football. It doesn't matter if you're playing back to the walls for 90 minutes. So if you're defending for 90 minutes straight and you're playing negative football, you're not trying to create a chance, you're just hanging on for penalties. If you get a penalty go against you in the last kick of the game, do you deserve it because you weren't trying? Absolutely not. A bad decision's a bad decision. It doesn't matter how well you were playing or how poor you were playing. And it was a bad decision. It was a wrong decision. And it was a costful decision.
What'll be done by Christmas, though?
Mathematically, or what? I mean,
I'd say it's done right now.
Mathematically, it's impossible to be over by Christmas. In terms of realistically, I mean, it could be over before Christmas. But then again, everyone thought it was over last year, didn't they?
I think this is a key difference. Rangers are worse, Celtic are better.
Yeah, that is the key. Well, that is a big difference, actually.
Yeah.
I said it a month ago or 2 months ago, and I'm going to say it again. I think Rangers got rid of too many experienced players. They, in my opinion, should have been looking to keep maybe not a lot, but I think Lundstrom was worthy of signing a new deal. All right, so just get rid of them all. Goldson, Lundstrom, Barisic, Jack, all those key players that have... Look at how much...
No, the problem is you can get rid of them, you need to replace them, and they haven't really done that.
You gradually phase them out. You just do not get rid of all your key players in the one fucking go. You just don't do that. I think Barisic should have left. I agree with that. McLaughlin...
No, I disagree. Celtic got rid of all their key players under Ange and they replaced them all. It's how you do it.
No, how many key players did Celtic get rid of under Ange?
I'm saying that season. 2021, 2022. Look how many players they turned over in the summer. They lost the likes of Adger, Edward, Christie.
Aye, look at it. For the beginning, they were a shambles and everybody wanted Ange out.
Aye, and he got it right.
I did get it right, but I think that's more to do with how good Ange was.
Aye, so it can be done.
To me, you don't phase out that many players in the one transfer window.
You need to. Rangers need it to. End of an era, man. It needed to be done.
I disagree.
So what, you would just keep the same fucking losers?
No, I think you phase them out gradually.
Oh, we don't phase them out. How many titles do you want to just give to Celtic, by the way? Phase them out gradually. Sure, Lundstrom signed a new deal to the 1 and 9.
The problem is Rangers kept them all for far too long, and then they just decided to get rid of pretty much the entire team within the space of a year.
I'm not going to complain with who they get rid of. It's who they're bringing in's the problem.
Rangers pretty much got rid of more or less their entire European final team within the space of a year. More or less.
Right, let's see what Scotty Man says. Nothing wrong with a bit of banter, but anyone who seriously thinks that's a booking knows nothing about football. By the way, I've lost all faith now in PC. He's not made 1% progress since Beale. And to come out and say I'm proud of my players, I have no words. A terrible, terrible decision by the ref, but Rangers are rank. Well, you seem to love Michael Beale, so you carry it away.
I thought Michael Beale was better than Philippe Clement.
Explain.
What do you mean explain?
Oh yeah, I'm just
statistically, statistically, Michael Beale had more points than Philippe Clement at this point in the Rangers' career. Michael Beale had outscored Philippe Clement, and no, I don't get people.
He actually beat Celtic.
No, I don't. Yeah, but no, I also don't get. And this is an argument that everybody makes when comparing Clement coming in and Beale coming in. People say that when Beale came in, there was no pressure because the league was already over. But when Clement came in, there was a lot more pressure because there was a league title fight on, and that somehow makes Clement's first year at Rangers better than Michael Beale's. Newsflash: Clement came in and Celtic were pants. Let's be honest, right? Celtic fans were shiting themselves. Ryan 118 was shiting himself. He thought the title was gone. They all wanted Rodgers gone. They all wanted Rodgers out. When Michael Beale came in, he was up against Ange Postecoglou, and his Celtic team was in full flow. So let's not compare the situations here. Michael Beale came in against a great Celtic side that I believe went on to win the treble. Or was it just a double that year? Treble? No, it was a treble. They won the treble. That year Celtic won the treble. In comparison to Philippe Clement, who, yeah, he came in, he closed the gap, but he was against a poor Celtic side.
Fair enough. Yeah, you know what? I've lost faith in Clement. He's on very thin ice. I think he'll be gone.
No, but people will say that Clement's first season in charge was better than Beale's. No, it was not.
He won a trophy.
He won a trophy.
Oh, he won a trophy. Hearts, man, when's the last time you won a trophy?
Hold on, see when Beale came in, were Rangers not at the trophy or the League Cup anyway, or were they not?
Well, put it this way, right? Yeah.
No, were they not?
Ange is obviously better than Rodgers, but Clement dragged Rangers back into a title fight.
Did he drag them back in, or did Celtic fall into Rangers'
Listen
hands?
to me. He dragged them back into a title fight, won a League Cup. But you know what? He also he bottled it. He bottled a league title.
Would Clement have dragged Rangers into a title fight if he took over the season before when Ange was there?
It's hypotheticals, but
No, either he would or he wouldn't.
No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't.
You know that Celtic and Rangers played that they played. It was 15 games and they both won 14 each, and the only draw was the time they played each other.
That was good.
What can Michael Beale do about that? How can Michael Beale? The only thing he could have possibly done was beat Celtic in the head-to-head
Right,
game.
maybe there's method to your madness. Anyway, guys, that's where we're going to wrap this up.
No, I don't know why Michael. I get it. His second season was pish. I mean, but his first season, he statistically scored more points.
Clement's a fud. You know what? Oh, thin ice.
No, up to this point, see if you look at it in the league, Michael Beale has scored more points. If you take from the same amount of games, if you take all Michael Beale's games in charge, and then you take up to that point where Clement played the same games as Beale, Beale had more points at his time at Rangers than Clement did.
I believe Rangers have got, 2 wins since April out of 11?
That's pish. But what I don't get is, when Michael Beale went on a bad run, everyone accepted it was shite and he had to go. When Philippe Clement went on a bad run, Rangers gave him an extra deal. It's like, what? I don't get it. I don't understand that. But you know what? See, looking back, did they make the wrong decision getting rid of Gio? As bad as the football was back then. Remember that 0-0 game against St John's was shite, but who knows? You know, you look at Gio. Maybe they should have given him
I'm not going to
time.
rewrite history, man. See, when Gio and Beale went, I wanted them both gone. So I'm not going to pretend, right? It's careful what you wish for, but you know what? At the time, he needed to go. He did. He didn't get back, though. I'll say that about Gio. Beale did. No, but let's be honest. You can say Beale's better manager than Clement, which I think's fucking retarded. Clement's
Wait,
won
have I
league
said?
titles, by the way.
Wait,
No,
no, wait, hold on. Wait, did I say he was better, or did I say he did better at Rangers?
that's what I'm saying. You say he's did better at Rangers.
I think he did, aye.
Right, but let me get to my point. He butchered them in a transfer window and he set Rangers back years because of it.
You could make a case that the players that Michael Beale brought in are beginning to show signs.
Go ahead, enlighten me. Jose Cifuentes, sorry.
I don't know.
No, and Sam Lammers, guys.
People are beginning to change their mind on Dessers.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are. Sam Lammers.
Fucking name them.
Sam Lammers has had a great spell in the Eredivisie.
Oh, I for the Eredivisie, brilliant.
I mean, at times last year, Rangers fans were saying Yilmaz should be the first name on the team sheet. Are we pretending that wasn't happening?
Calvin Bassey had a great season last year, didn't he? He plays for Fulham, but we'll count it anyway.
What?
Exactly. Yeah, you're talking about Lammers. It's fucking irrelevant, man. He's not playing for them.
Because Clement decided to loan him out. Who's to say?
Look, you would not find a Rangers fan that wouldn't have chased Lammers out of Glasgow last year,
Yes,
right?
or, yes or no? Last year, towards the end of last season, were Rangers fans not raving about Yilmaz?
Yeah, but I wanted to sell him. I did. I said he's too injury prone, and look, he got stretchered off last night.
Who else did Beale sign? Enlighten me.
It's affect Danilo. Flop.
Haven't seen enough of him, to be fair.
Aye, because he's injured. Dial. Shite.
Ah, that's a pish signing. I'll
Right,
accept
Butland
that.
and Sterling, I'll give you them.
They were decent. Although I do think Sterling's kind of went off the boil a bit, and Butland I've always thought was overrated.
Right, anyway.
I'm not saying Michael Beale. I'm not saying Michael Beale's signings were great. They weren't. But I think people were actually, a wee bit too harsh on the signings that he made. Yeah, did he sign a few bad apples? Absolutely. But who hasn't?
Did he sign a few? It was like buying a 12-pack and one's edible, for fuck's sake, man. Did he sign a few bad apples? They're rank rotten.
Did Rangers not get their money back on Lammers? Close enough.
Aye, but what good's it?
Wait, he didn't waste the money then, did he? How can you count Lammers if they got their money back on him?
Because I will fucking count him, that's why. Because he contributed to nothing last year. He went around Joe Hart and he put it at the side net.
Right, anyway, Clement, he got his new deal. We'll see what he can do with it.
Aye, till next time. Peace.